so many years after so many years. How has that helped your growth here?
So many years, I feel old. But yeah, it's just my process. I love Maryland. I love being here. I love working with the coaches, the guys. The community over here, they're very supportive. And I think this is just part of my journey, part of God's plan for me to come back and try to reach the goals that I have for college, and try to, do everything we can to reach our goals over here. So I feel good.
How important is it for, as part of that journey, to be a more vocal leader? I know a guy like Demas maybe was that in the past, maybe passed the torch to you now. How have you seen yourself grow in that department?
Yeah, I think like you said, I had guys, when I was a young guy, it was like Demas, some of the guys still on the team like Jones, Fanaje, guys like that. And now that I'm older, I think they really trained me, they helped mature me to become more vocal, not only on the field, but also off the field, helping people do the right things and stuff like that. So I'm kind of taking more responsibility in that role, and I'm just continuing to work on it. And I also got a good bunch of guys, a lot of senior guys that help me with it too. So.
What kind of, because you are soft-spoken, so what kind of leader are, is it vocal, is it showing them, is it a little bit of both? How would you categorize it?
I think growing up for me, I think my style of leading is more by example, more just showing people. And then when I came here, now I'm the older guy, now I have to be more vocal, so I think that's my style, more showing.
With Coach Loxley putting out there that it's time for this program to compete for Big Ten championships, how much did that kind of influence your thinking and coming back here and playing another year?
Yes, sir. I think that was the biggest goal. I think the past couple of years we're in the process of it. We got to be honest with ourselves and look at reality. And I think now we're at that point where we can compete for championships and we can win a Big Ten championship and stuff like that. So I think all the hard work and the years built up till now is what brought us to the place where we are right now, and that's how we feel. That we're ready.
When Mike says that, is that a lot of pressure?
No, sir. I think that was the whole mindset this whole time. I felt like I wasn't going to leave this place without my cleats touching the turf in Indianapolis, and that was the whole plan we had this whole time. And I'm happy that in my 5th year in college, 4th year over here, and we're ready to do it. So.
How nice is it to hear a coach say that, because some people want to shy away from it, and even he said in previous years he wasn't ready. So does that, have you and the guys felt that that's motivated you a little more? Does that give you a little extra giddy up when you hear a coach say that?
Yes, sir. I mean, our whole plan is always to win the Big Ten championship, and it's not like coach is saying that because he doesn't believe in us. It's just the process. It's all a process. Winning in the Big Ten is a difficult task, every week, and you got to put your best foot forward every time. And I think just the culture we built here really, influenced us and really encouraged us to have that confidence to say those things. So.
Talia, working with Coach Gaddis now this year, what are some of the things that are different that he's teaching you? And do you, even after all the numbers you put up here at this program, can you push it even further with some of the things that are going to be in his offense?
100%. I think Coach Gaddis is a really good coach. Just the time I've been with him now, I think he's really big on the details, the fundamentals, and just me playing confident, me playing at my best, me feeling comfortable. I think that's the biggest thing, as well as the other quarterbacks and coaches that help me. And I think the sky's the limit for us. I for sure want to have a better year than I did the last couple of years, and I feel like we can do that for sure with Coach Gaddis now in our offense, for sure.
Talia, Coach Loxley talked about some of the close losses last year being the difference this year in trying to win those games. For you, what would that mean? How would that happen for you?
You're talking about those plays?
Well, taking something that's a close game, turning it from a close loss to a close win. What do you have to do in your game to be more careful about or execute a little bit better?
Well, I think ball security for sure. I think something we've been working on. My decision making, knowing what checks to make, knowing what reads to make, and making the plays. I think last year, if you look at all our close games, we're about adding it all together, we're probably like 9 plays away from beating those teams, the Ohio States, the Michigans, and the Purdue, stuff like that. So I think, but if you revert back to it, it's all disciplinary stuff, knowing who my read key is, what's that called? Jumping off sides, false starts, you know, stuff like that, just killing us. And I think another big one is scoring in the red zone. I think we got in the red zone probably 3 times in the first half against Ohio State. Probably 3 times we got to like the fringe area against Michigan and didn't come away with points. So I think those are things we need to do in order to beat those big teams.
Taulia, can you talk about the weapons you have on offense, wide receivers, running back, expectations for the offense, and for yourself?
Yes, sir. We got weapons all over the field. Receivers, y'all already know about the receivers. The tight ends, I think that's really the sleeper group. You know, Corey Dutch is leading them. The running back, loaded. And I think the expectation for us is to win the Big Ten championship. I mean, that's all we talk about over here. That's our biggest goal. All the seniors, we want that. This whole team, we want that. And anything shorter is unsuccessful. So.
From a technical standpoint, Taulia, where do you feel you've worked on and improved since the end of this last offseason, and what are your expectations? Where do you want to see that growth this fall, too?
I think this whole offseason I've been working more on my legs. I'm trying to get my knees stronger, my legs stronger. Those are things the past 2 seasons that have been bothering me, really early in the season too. So just trying to get my legs stronger. I think Coach Ryan Davis has done a great job, and as well as Brian Simmerville, them, you know, with doing treatment and stuff like that, helping me out. So I think my biggest thing is just being healthy. Your wealth is your health is your wealth. So that's something I really got to take care of, and I feel like if I'm at my best, then you know we'll be good.
We've heard a lot about the depth of the running back room. How do you sort of differentiate between those guys? What makes each of them unique and special and different?
Yeah, all our running backs are really good. They're hard workers. I think they're a really close-knit group. And, you know, you got Roman, who's really fast, and you got Antoine, who's like a power back but can also run. You got Kobe McDonald, who's a very short, quick, shifty back. And you got Ramon Brown, who really can do it all. And, yeah, those guys, I'm excited to see what they're about to do this season for us. And I love working with them.
Jay-Sean Jones is the only guy on this roster who can call you the new guy still. What does it mean to have him back for one more fall?
Yeah, Jay-Sean, that was a big one for me. That's my boy. And we kind of talked about it together, seeing what we wanted to do and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I'm just happy he's here with us. The team is really happy, and he's one of our vocal leaders as well, stepping into that role now. He's leading the receiver room, and he's also one of the leaders who speaks vocal to our offense as well. So I'm very happy he's back.
Speaking of receivers, what's your impression of Tyrese Chambers?
Reese, really good. I think his one of his biggest things that he flips me out about is how he tracks the ball. I think when the ball's in the air, he knows how to track it, and his route running is really smooth. Yeah, he's a smooth player. So that's my boy.
Number 3, talk about that. What do you have to work on this year in camp? What do you have to work on, and what about the pressure of hearing a Heisman? You know, like there's a lot of people talking about, you know, you and Jordan Travis and all that stuff might be, you know, one of those good people if you get the Heisman.
I think for me, not really thinking about any of that right now. I think the biggest thing for us is just taking this one day at a time. Keep the main thing, which is winning championships, winning games, week in and week out. And for us to do that, we need to be disciplined. We need to continue to stick together. I think that's the main goal for this fall camp, just continuing to build the bond, continuing to get closer, knowing we got a lot of new players, stuff like that. So, and just continue to work and think of talents and when it's time to think of them. So.
Do you hold any grudges against Ebe for not being able to spell your name at Media Day in Indianapolis?
No, I mean, my last name is very difficult, you know. But
You're going around
I
the
should give him a little, yeah,
go
because
around
it's been
and
out for a little minute.
Quick
So.
spell test some point during the season.
And he's my locker buddy. My locker's right. Yeah, I don't know.
Still is a lot easier.
Right.
Taulia, you've been here for 4 years. How have you seen the culture evolve since you've been here?
I think I seen it firsthand, everything that happened. When I first came in here, well, it was COVID, so we couldn't really bond together. We couldn't really do anything. But then the next year we had Coach Enos come in, and we had we had a lot of new different coaches and a lot of new different players, and I think it's really big up to Coach Locks and the recruitment people and really all those guys upstairs. After the COVID year, we had a big team bonding. Like we had a lot of stuff going on, and I think that's what really helped us change the culture. And because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, you know, what play is called or anything like that. It's 11 guys on the field playing, and the coaches are not playing, so we're playing. And I think the closer we are, the more we trust each other, the better we play. So from that point, Locke's been, you know, harping on us about that, to get together and stuff like that. So now we're to the point where it's like a family and we're all brothers. So.
The head of that family, I mean, you talk about the players, but I mean, the one constant has been Coach Loxley. What has he meant to you, and just as you've seen this culture evolve, as you've evolved, you know, and his imprint here on the Maryland program?
Yeah, Locks, he means a lot to me personally, and he means a lot to this program. I think the stuff that he did on his resume, you know, thus far is testament to the culture and how everything's going in a positive way right now. And yeah, like you said, big ups to him. And you know, he's someone who stayed down, did the dirty work, and now it's time for us to, you know, pay him back and win it off for him. So.
Time for two more.
I don't think we need it.